Okay. One second, I'm waiting for people to finish joining the room. And then we'll get started.
We don't have blue items, so yeah, they're going to idea. We have to put it to the wall side. Put it to the wall.
Hey, James, could you mute in between?
I got them. All right. The time it is September 25th, 2025. The time is 10:33 a.m. This is the Libertarian Party of Indiana State Central Committee, and I call this monthly meeting to order. Madam Secretary, would you like to call the roll?
Yes, Chair. Chair McMahon,
Here.
Vice Chair Seniak,
Here, present.
Treasurer Dixon, Treasurer or Secretary Dossbach present. District 1, Schick.
Here.
District 2, Cotton.
Here.
District 3, Ms. Avery.
Present.
District 4, Mr. Lundy.
Here.
District 5, Ms. Schillings.
Present.
District 6, Mr. Lomax. District 7, Ms. Glass.
Here.
District 8, Mr. Haynes. District 9, Ms. Curran.
I'm here.
Communications Director, Mr. Smith. Absent. Tech Director, Schulteis.
Present.
Outreach Director, Ms. Coquillard.
Here.
And do we have an LNC representative today?
No.
No, okay.
Okay, adoption of the agenda. Everybody got the agenda? Any objection to the agenda as presented? Any amendments?
Sorry, I should have raised my hand. Secretary is asking a question. Is it possible to add time to review any of the action items that we've had from previous months' meetings?
Do you have specific things that you're wanting to look at?
I have about 8 items that I have questions about.
I don't know that that would be a good addition to the agenda during the meeting. Maybe noticed beforehand, maybe.
Okay. I just wasn't sure how to do that since it wasn't sent out until late last evening. So is there a better place to send it, or should I just send that to the group following this meeting?
To the group's fine, and we could follow up via email for
Okay.
anything.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, any objection to the agenda as presented? Going once, going twice, and I'm adding Mr. Smith is in the room now. We're about to be in the room. Okay, hearing none, the agenda is adopted. Appointment of a timekeeper. Who would be good? Mr. Schick, can you be a timekeeper?
Yes.
Okay. Officer reports. Almost everybody. Okay. The past month has been mostly focused for me on contacting lapsed national members as well as going through who they say are current and lapsed members. One of the discoveries was there were 18 people who were not listed, that were triple members, that were not recognized as national as current members. One of them was actually Micah Haynes, and he was listed, but just under oddly a different name. Um, and we verified that he had a friend that he helped get a membership years ago, and somehow that record, when they did the merge, they merged together. So it ended up being we're missing 17 people from their list, but there were also 4 duplicates. So it was 8 listings, where 4 of them were duplicates. So that ends up bringing us to 13 additional delegates as of that would have been I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday when I was pulling the or got the newest data from them. So that's different from the report that they sent out, the membership report, which was for September. So we have essentially 17 additional on top of that number as of, we'll say that was, let's say the 23rd. So it's actually higher than what was reported. We did have a couple people in between that period too who did not renew or lapsed since August or October 1st. But I've been spending a lot of time calling people and sending emails, asking people to renew. So that's been a big part of it, as well as doing some of the convention website stuff, fixing some issues that with the update that we had over the summer, it changed how the event pages end up processing. So I couldn't just copy it over. I ended up having to redo a bunch of stuff. But officially, the page itself, the convention listing on the website, so on the event page, and we need to get a graphic once a theme's picked and put that on the front page of the website. But the actual registration page does work. It is current. There's bare bones data. So it's all the required stuff like the agenda, all of that good stuff. The pricing's right, the locations are all right, except for the Friday night event, because that hasn't been finalized yet. It doesn't have speakers, and we haven't started doing the award stuff yet. So that is kind of like a uh, placeholder text for the awards nominations, which I think we all in previous we said those should open November 1st or some period after an election. No election this year, so we can open it up November 1st, I guess. Um, Anywho, so that's been a big part of my time right now has been going through and finding people who National says are dead. Like we had some lifetime members, that was a couple weeks ago, where they said they were dead, and I was like, well, we don't have them in our record as dead. And come to find out, it was just because they didn't respond to an email that they were listed as dead. And I'm like, listen, that's not how you do deceased. You need some sort of other verification. Um, we found a couple other issues with National. Miss Avery pointed out that a letter that she got had interesting information, and we discovered that it was because there were 2 listings for her. And so we got those merged together and taken care of. So that's been a lot of it. I've also been reading this book, The 6 Types of Working Genius, that was given to me by our Secretary Dasbach. Something she would like all of us to read on the board. It's pretty interesting so far. It's a good read, good insightful information. So yeah, that has been My month. Fun times. Oh, I'm going to be meeting with Miss Schillings once, maybe twice a week, definitely once a week here in the office to do donor calls with her for her campaign seeking our nomination for Secretary of State. And I'm just kind of supervising and helping her and coaching, and that is something that I would do for any candidate seeking the nomination that would like help. I'm willing to do that for anybody.
Okay.
So yeah. Any questions? All right, Mr. Vice Chair.
Good morning. We've met a couple times as the convention for the committee for the convention, and I'll get to that in the report since the last meeting, but I believe it has a 10-minute slot later. But that was pretty much what we've been working on, and I've been working on as vice chair, getting some of those things fine-tuned. So I can see the rest of my time and update you guys later in the meeting with all that information.
Any questions for the Vice Chair? Okay, hearing none. The treasurer's not here today, but he did send a supplemental report via email yesterday or the day before. Madam Secretary.
Thank you. I sent out a report earlier, but just brief things. All of the previous minutes of the year have been added to the website. I've retrieved numerous amounts of documentation and party materials from Greg Nolan and Alyssa Salgado. And at this point, really just kind of working on digitizing a lot of the materials that were received and organizing the files. That's where I'm at. And moving forward, some of my goals, again, like I said, are just digitizing things and looking forward to sorry, looking forward to finding the meeting times for the two teams that I joined in the last meeting. So,
I just want to say that was a lot of stuff that she brought to the office, and we carried it up here. Some of it's still in her garage convention stuff, and the convention committee needs to get together to go through the convention stuff, so we can either keep stuff or throw it out. But it was a lot of work. It was really heavy. And then we had another day where we spent the day going through all of the paperwork and figuring out what was garbage and what is stuff that is things that we need to keep and then digitize. And shredded a lot of stuff. But it was a lot. It was an awful lot. And so thank you, Madam Secretary, for doing all of that. I think there's time if you want to talk about the policy manual meeting and the booklet meeting. Is that what you were wanting to do?
yeah, just I know that at this point there's not a lot of planning that's been done, so I just wanted to try to figure out a time, recurring time for those individuals to get together to start really planning and executing what needs to happen.
Do you have that list like handy on who's on it?
Yeah, give me just one moment. I can pull that right up for you. Trying not to take too much time. I apologize. So for the National Convention booklet team, it is yourself, Mr. Chair, myself, Mr. Seniak, Ms. Schillings, Ms. Coquillard, and Mr. Lomax. And for the manual team, it's yourself, Mr. Chair, myself, and Mr. Lundy.
Okay, so everybody who is listed for the booklet, can you do an email when you're available on a bi-weekly recurring, like every 2 weeks? And then Madam Secretary, me and you and Lundy will get together to figure out when is a good time for that.
Okay,
Thank you for that.
thank you.
Any questions for the secretary? Oh, we need to take up the item. Is there a motion to approve the August SCC minutes?
So moved.
Moved by Ms.
Seconded.
Ball, seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Minutes are approved. Any other questions for the secretary? Okay, hearing none. I can give some update on the LNC. They're pushing committee assignments right now, bylaws, platform, and credentials committee. So if anybody would like to be on the credentials committee, know that that is something that is ongoing through the entire convention. Christie's done it before, Clayton did it. But if anybody is interested and wants to do it, you will be away from the delegation for a good portion of the convention. Just you still get to vote and participate, but you're going to be away from the delegation for most of the convention. I don't think they've put the packages up for the national convention yet. The LNC did censure both Mr. Martin, the D1 alternate from Hawaii, as well as censured the state of New Hampshire, the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. There was authorization to for two lawsuits. One is suing the state of New Mexico, the actual Secretary of State, over a ballot access issue. The other one was to litigation over trademark because there's two groups, and one of them disaffiliated from the National Party, stopped using the logo, states on its website at the very top that it is not affiliated with libertarians in any way, shape, or form, and is now a member of an affiliate of the Liberal Party, but yet is still using the name Libertarian Party of New Mexico. So that is litigation on the table. The Beth Vest lawsuit was dismissed yesterday by the court. And that lawsuit, it's complicated, but she was seeking to have the former chair removed, ban the former chair from positions, and to see the documents related to the former chair. And the court basically said it's moot because they're gone. And the court doesn't have jurisdiction to do any of those things, any of the other stuff. So it was officially dismissed yesterday by the court. Any questions about national? Cool. District 1, Mr. Schick.
Status quo in District 1. Porter County and LaPorte County continue to have their regular meetings. Couple interesting things going on in Porter County. We've got a new member who's adept with social media, who's helping us improve our presence on social media. And we've got a new member showing up this coming meeting who's interested in running for a state rep position as a candidate. So we'll be talking to them and working with them to join the party. That's all for me. Any thoughts or questions? Then I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Schick. District 2, Mr. Cotton.
I apologize. I'm on the road here, so if I cut out, I'll try to get back on. Bulk of the information's in my report here. We haven't had a whole lot of success here with Marshall County with trying to find potential new leadership. Hate to say it, but we may have to look at disaffiliating Marshall County. So I'm going to try to do some last minute, try to reach out here to see if we can't get somebody to take it over. But that's what we got going for Marshall County. No updates out of Kosciuszko County. Elkhart County and St. Joseph County, we've been kind of active here, getting involved in a few events here. We just did a roundtable discussion there with Indiana Secretary of Energy and a couple of the local council and commissioner leaders regarding data centers and energy usage for them. So that's been an ongoing thing that got some airtime on WSBT up here in South Bend. And we've been getting a little bit more airtime here on 95.3 across northern Indiana. So about a half hour of airtime here in this last month. And that's all I really have for District 2, unless somebody's got questions.
Any questions for Mr. Cotton? Okay, hearing none, Madam Secretary, if you can update the roll to indicate Mr. Lomax has arrived. District 3, Ms. Avery.
Thank you. Our big thing that we're working on right now is our Service Saturday event, which is in 2 weeks. We are helping BABE, B-A-B-E, which is an organization in Whitley County that helps basically mothers, but fathers too, I'm sure, with children the first 5 years of their lives. People can earn coupons to come in and buy different things in their shop. So we're donating diapers, training pants, lotions, all that kind of stuff, plus clothing. And sounds like a really neat organization, so I'm glad to help them out. Allen County is continuing to meet. We're kind of stagnant right now. Every once in a while, we'll have a couple new people pop up, but they usually fall back off again. So it's just a struggle. The only other county that I've really heard from is Whitley County, and they are also continuing to meet and work towards goals and things like that. They're going to get together in the next week or so and plot out meetings and topics and things like that for the next 6 months or so. So haven't really heard anything from Wells or Randolph County. I'm sure Randolph County is still doing their active thing there, but Wells County, I'm leaning towards disaffiliation like a few other reps have mentioned, because it just doesn't seem like there's anything going on there. I think that's about it. Any questions?
I did not follow up with the person that we talked about
Okay.
that needed their 94 Society redone. Did you mention that I was going to be calling?
I asked her when would be a good time for you to call, and she never responded back. So
okay, I'll do that Monday.
How about that
afternoon.
other person with the multiple memberships or payments or whatever?
I emailed and called and could not get a hold of them, but they definitely signed up for a triple. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why that happened. I will say that I did just get somebody report today that when they tried to sign up for a triple, it threw an error, but it did process correctly.
Okay.
So hearing that today, I'm going to talk to Andy on Monday and see if we can test to see if there's because if they thought that there was an error, that might be it. They might have tried to do it 3 times, just, so,
Time.
sorry. Anybody have any questions for Christy? For Miss Avery? Okay, hearing none. District 4, Mr. Lundy.
Not a lot new here either. We were down, I think 1, maybe 2 members. Donations for 1994 dropped by like $5. We lost one 1994 $5 a month. Well, it was more than that, but then somebody else raised theirs, so it was a net -5. But no contact from Tippecanoe. Like nobody's stepping up to do anything there. So that's where we're at. Nothing new.
Do you want to put that on the agenda for next month?
You can if you want, yeah. I mean, I'm in no rush just in case somebody gets a wild hair up their rear end and decides to do it, but there's no point in keeping it around either if they're not going to do anything.
It's up to you. I would have it be the district rep making the call.
I would say we clean it up by the end of the year, so we don't have reporting issues.
How about December meeting? Then.
Okay.
Any questions for Mr. Lundy? I have a question, actually about the data center, issue that was going on there. It passed one of the boards and then it goes to another board for final approval. Did that final approval happen?
I think so. It was the thing is the data center itself was already approved, and then they went back after the one in what was it, Franklin Township or whatever got overturned and shut down. Then they came back and said, "Well, we want to do another 500 acres or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact, but it was a lot. It was a whole nother section of farmland. So that was the big deal. Like basically, the media had been following the one, and it got shut down finally. So they jumped on Morgan County. It's like, dude, they've already approved the data center like months ago. That's already been done. Now they're just improving an expansion. And I think it passed. I mean, what's another 300 acres or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I think it finally came out that it's Google officially. We all knew that here.
Yeah.
It was like the local papers, like it's off the record, but it's Google.
That to me is crazy that this is happening across the state where they're allowed to have some sort of confidentiality agreement where they can't tell the public what company it is.
Right. I mean, I get it when you're talking about real estate and stuff like that until the real estate deals are done. But once the real estate deals are done, like that's just what you do, right?
Well, like in Indianapolis, they were asking for all of these extra things and it was, infrastructure
Right.
and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, who's the company? We know who the lawyer is representing somebody, but we don't know who the company is.
Well, and I learned a lot about that when I went and did my deep dive into the RDC stuff, which is like I said, when there's a real estate deal on the table, like if I had heard that that was going to be Google, I could have ran out there and bought a bunch of property and then jacked up the price because I know Google's got the money.
Yeah.
So I get why you have confidentiality until all that's finalized. But once that's done, there's absolutely no reason to hide it from anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Lundy? Okay, hearing none. District 5, Ms. Schillings.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. District 5's been very quiet. We in Hamilton County continue to hold meetings every Wednesday, third Wednesday of the month. And a member from Grant comes down to our meeting because their chair has been pretty much incommunicative. I've not had any access to him via email or text. Madison County sometimes replies, but usually does not. So I need to seek more information from their new chair who's been there about a year. And I know that we tried to reach out to schedule Civi training for them, but they've not been responsive. So I'm not sure how they're contacting their members. I did email saying, hey, you need to schedule your annual conventions in the next 3 months so that you can have those numbers turned in by March 5th, which is our requirement by our new standing bylaws. So that's a note for every one of you district reps. Please remind your county chairs they have to have those delegates selected and turned in by March 5th. And that's all I have today. Thank you.
Any questions for Ms. Schillings? Okay, hearing none. District 6, Mr. Lomax.
I am also traveling like Mr. Cotton, so if I cut in and out, that is why. So not a whole lot of news from around District 6. Hancock County was very successful at Riley Days, raised over $100 in new funds over the course of 4 days. So we were really pleased with that result. We got a lot of good karma from the community too, because we helped out a vendor whose truck had broken down and he needed a ride to an auto parts store and then needed help finding somebody local because he was not local. So we made the Libertarian Party as a whole look really good because we kept saying, it's all about neighbors helping neighbors. So that was a really good chance to kind of evangelize during the Riley Days Fair for the Libertarian cause. As far as Hancock County goes, we are in the preliminary stages of planning something. I'm thinking it's probably going to be on Sunday, the 16th of November, which is going to be some kind of open event in support of, well, I guess in opposition to the homeless ban that has gone up in downtown Greenfield. Just basically going to do some sort of cookout or pitch in and have people from the community just openly invited to come out and hang out and eat for free There's a active soup kitchen in Hancock County that that we have partnered with previously for Service Saturday product or projects. So we're going to reach out to the soup kitchen. We're going to reach out to the new food pantry that's out here, see if they have anything that they would like to donate to kind of help feed everybody. But we got to get the ball rolling on it fast. So everybody on the board in Hancock County and all of my active members have expressed interest in helping out. So I'll be reaching out to Liz probably this week once we figure out what venue we're going to do, because it's probably going to have to be inside if we're going to do it on November 16th. Other than that, we're still in the planning stages of figuring out when our convention is going to be for the county, but we will have those delegates submitted before March 5th. I just wanted a little bit of clarification. Is that the actual deadline for us having our county conventions, or is it before that? Because I thought it was 45 days before the state convention.
It's whatever your bylaws say, but the
Right.
requirement is that you turn the delegates into the secretary by March 5th.
Okay. All right. So our
After March
bylaws say
5th, you don't have any submitted delegates.
okay. All right. Very good. Yeah. So we're going to be in plenty of time for that, but we're trying to do it sometime in January just so we can get it out of the way. So that's it for Hancock or for District 6. If anybody's got any questions.
You slipped up there. You need to be talking to your other counties in your district, buddy.
Yeah.
Also, talk to me about, there was something you just said that raises a legal issue. So talk to me offline about your event on November 16th and some legal issues.
Okay.
All right. District 7, Ms. Glass.
District 7 is still trying to putter along. Marion County did vote to amend our bylaws with a convention adjournment? No, not adjournment. Re-establishment. And so we now can make quorum, which is nice. I need to get those minutes in to the secretary so that she can update her records. And we are discussing doing some public tabling events, similar to people like Charlie Kirk or Stephen Crowder, but do it libertarian, and see if we can't get some interest there. If you, in any of the donut counties, if you have any events that are in Marion County or near Marion County that you would like us to help you with, please let us know. And we would be happy to discuss organizing some volunteers for that. If there are any questions, be happy to answer them.
Any questions for Ms. Glass? Hearing none. District 8 is not here. I know that there is a county that a lot of people would like to discuss, but it was not put on the agenda from that district rep. And they're not here, so we wouldn't probably take it up anyway. District 9, Ms. Curran.
Hi. I think most of what's going on was in my written report. Pretty typical stuff. The active counties are active and the inactive counties are not. A lot of Floyd and Clark and Monroe activity where we've been able to work with other groups in the No Kings protests and such. I'm hoping to attend a meeting this afternoon with Do Something Indiana, which is a group that's kind of formed for those type of activities. We've participated in some anti-ICE demonstrations. I grew a 6'4" daughter who dresses up as a Statue of Liberty for these events and gets a lot of we get a lot of the camera finds her. She really stands out. She's become kind of a hero of some of our local protests, which is pretty awesome, and kind of gives some legitimacy that this isn't just a Democrat thing with us being there. I apologize that I spelled Mr. Youngkin's name incorrectly in my report. Google does not believe there is 2 U's in his name instead of an I. But I know Floyd County officers met with him to talk about his potential candidacy for the 9th District congressional race. I've been able to participate a little bit more in stuff. I was able to go to Lawrence County's regular meeting this past week. Also, with some of that affiliation or participation in the broader community, Margie Phipps, Morgan Beatty, and I attended Diego's vote study meeting that was held in Clark County and provided some input to that. And we'll have a few upcoming activities. Lawrence County will be in their Christmas parade. We did not do Harvest Homecoming this year, which is a huge festival. Just Floyd County didn't feel like they had enough people to man that without Josh Turner being as involved this year. We were invited to participate in the festival in Utica for that fire department. They reached out to us directly. That is the fire department trying to kind of reform or take over coverage in the area following the CEO, Jamie Knoll, going to prison. So that's cool that we'll be doing that November the 22nd. I have not yet been able to reach. Oh, good.
All right, thank you, Ms. Curran. Mr. Smith, communications.
We have continued to have daily social media posts every weekday. Our engagement has been excellent. And in terms of our followers, our Facebook followers have pretty much remained steady at about 29,000. Our Instagram and Twitter engagement is up a little bit as well. Not surprisingly, our engagement seems to be the highest whenever we criticize Donald Trump and Republicans come out of the woodwork. Although in the last month, in the top 5, there's 4 posts that are critical of Republicans, or in one case, the highest engagement post was critical of the Republicans and Democrats. But a Harry Brown meme actually was in our top 5 as well, which I think is a good thing, because one of my goals, or our goals, especially with our social media, is to help spread the libertarian message. And so Liz Coquillard, got to give her a big shout out. She's doing a great job. She's handling the tax thief and Monday mugger posts and designing those and making sure those get out. And those have gotten a lot of traction. And so I know we're working on a couple of op-eds. I happen to be in the middle of kind of a really crazy season personally. So I'm getting to those when I can, and trying to make sure that we're still on top of them while they're timely. But because right now I've kind of discovered that op-eds are a really good way for us to get our message out, because the newspapers pick them up, because they're generally well written and topical and timely, and I think help provide a very professional face to the Libertarian Party and who we are and what we stand for. So that's kind of it with comms right now, and I'll take any questions.
I just want to say that our traditional media reach is the envy of not only every other state affiliate, but also national. They're asking how we get that. And I say, oh, it's very simple. We do op-eds from an actual libertarian perspective, and we talk through actual libertarian messaging. We don't apologize for Putin. So that's a great way to start, is by being libertarian in your messaging. But legitimately, everybody asks how we do it. And I'm like, put in the work, send out the messages. So it has been a while since we've had an op-ed. So I think we need to, at our next comms meeting, we need to sit down and plan out, not response to, but issue pushes, and then be ready to do responses based off of whatever thing is going. But let's be prepared at our next comms meeting to set out a calendar between now and convention, because once we have convention, we're not going to be doing as much of that comms as we'll be facilitating our candidates, specifically our SOS candidate. So we need to get that going, get some more in the can ready to go. Any questions for Mr. Smith? Also, as a side note for any of the candidates, once you're the nominee, we can send out press releases through the comms team that do look like they come from you. They have all of your information, your branding, your email information. It looks like it came from you 100%, but it can be sent out statewide or localized, however you need through the comms team. We just ask for a little bit of notice. Mr. Schultheis, Tech Director.
Not much to report. I've been working with Ronnie on finalizing the transition. We should be done in the next few days. I did receive notice from Google that they are increasing our price $2 per user per month. That will be effective November 20th. So we'll have a slight increase in our Google charges. And I also noticed Mr. Dixon's report still listed my name. I thought that had already been resolved, but it looks like that has come back. So I'll do some more digging to see what the issue is with his account and why it still shows my name.
Interesting side note to the Google raising the price. It is because of their AI. It's because of Gemini. So even if we're not using it, which we're not using a lot of their AI stuff, we're having a price increase of $2 per user because of it, which is, in my opinion, garbage and crappy of them to do. But it is what it is. Any questions for Mr. Schultheis? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Coquillard for outreach.
Not too much to report this month. Like others have said, I've just been really bogged down with family things, health-wise, but I have been still compiling lists of organizations within the state. I was blessed with a very large list that I'm going through. Also, still working on the educational program for high schools and colleges. I'm going to be meeting with Andrew Horning to kind of go through what I've done so far and get his input on that, as well as I need to contact Libby. I've got your number. I'll give you a text, and we're going to do a working group meeting for that. And then I was contacted by a leader from Indivisible, a progressive organization that's, I guess, nationwide, but they're very interested in meeting with county leaders from all parties and learning what our priorities are for our state all the way down to the local level and see where we can meet, where we agree and do things together that we agree upon. So it sounds interesting. I'm going to be meeting with her for coffee next week. So that's all I have.
Any questions for Ms. Coquillard? Okay, hearing none. Committee reports. The LPIN convention, Mr. Vice Chair.
Sorry, was that? I got distracted with my kids.
Yeah, it's on you, buddy.
All right.
Convention time.
My apologies. So we have made a lot of progress with the convention. A few things we're still working through. The theme for the convention, we cannot do a fundraiser for that, so that was negated. So now we're just trying to come together and actually create that theme. So we'll probably be doing that at the next convention meeting. We did confirm 2 of our training slots, and a third is in progress. The first one, being election year, we believe it's going to be really important to do a voter gravity, and then with a focus of canvassing or canvassing with focus of voter gravity. So that's going to be one of our training slots. And then the second training slot, especially with the, hey, one second, guys. All right. I apologize. So voter gravity. And then our second one with what just came up with District 6, I'm actually super excited about because we're going to be doing like a volunteerism type training and we're going to do it hands-on. So we're actually going to focus on the homeless in Fort Wayne. And we're super excited about this because we believe that that's part of the core of libertarianism is the volunteer part. So it's going to be very hands-on and super excited. Christy said there's going to be, Miss Avery said there's going to be enough table space for our tables. So if you guys want tables as counties or for your parties, we'll get that up on the website real soon, but space shouldn't be an issue on that. Non-convention related, I did have one more thing real quick. Matt Kappas, the chair of Johnson County, did seek the Indiana Utility Regulatory Board, and he is one of the finalists. They put him as a Democrat finalist, but they only have two categories, and so he's gonna, through the interview process, challenge that Democrat position. So super excited that he got to be one of the finalists in that interview process. Any questions as far as the convention goes?
The only thing that I really had was, and it's just Christy, I seem to have lost, and I can't find it anywhere, the link for the courtesy block from the hotel and the hotel information. So if you can resend that to me, because I can't seem to find it anywhere. And I looked. Oh, did we not get one, or we did, and you're shaking your head because I can't find it.
I'm shaking my head at you.
Okay. And then just, we can go ahead and sell the tickets, but we need to be, who's going to be our keynote speaker at the dinner? Are we only doing 3 training tracks, or is there going to be any panels? Or is it just 3 trainings? So if you're coming to the Saturday morning, you're just getting these 3 trainings, or is there an option, or what are we doing?
So the third slot we have not decided on. The kind of talk behind the scenes was doing a 1 second.
Christy, you can step in if you want, because I think you know this information.
I can.
Okay,
So basically, we're wanting to focus the third on bringing somebody in to possibly speak on school choice or the homeless situation, something that like we can bring in a speaker and talk about how like we can radicalize empathy in some way. So
I'm going to suggest don't do school choice. Indiana has school choice.
right.
The issue
Right.
now is over expanding vouchers to include religious institutions, which they already
Right.
did. Indiana's
I
got the
think it
most.
was a focus on homeschooling is what it was suggested. We haven't like I said, we haven't come to a conclusion on the third one, but it's really just bringing in a speaker to talk about something specific. So
Even with homeschooling, Indiana's one of the best because you don't even have to notify. You
I
just
agree.
get it out of school. So
Yeah.
something that we can build off of. Like 2A is not really a thing unless it's about red flag laws because we have constitutional carry, but something that is about like what can we organize around and do here in Indiana? Like that should be
right.
I think the original thought was there was like a training on homesteading, for example, and it would be more of like on that train of thought of like how do we get if libertarians are curious about this topic, how do we merge the gap? So I think that was more the thought on the education part and the homeschooling part. But again, we haven't decided on that third slot. It could be a panel. So if you guys have ideas for that third slot, we'd love to hear it.
Food freedom was really popular. We've had 2 different speakers kind of on that topic before. We had the wagon market guy who was out of northern I think Hamilton County, and then we had the punk rock farmer. But yeah, Danny's is great. How to get appointed to a board and the duties and responsibilities of being on those boards. Because we've had quite a few people appointed to boards and commissions, and about 50% of them, not 50, less than 50, don't know what they're doing. They have no idea when they get appointed, because they're just picked out of random, like, hey, you come to all the meetings. Do you want to be on the board? So that might be a really good one because it's low hanging fruit for us. There's a lot of times where they, it's whatever the majority party is gets so many seats, they get the majority, and then they appoint from whoever else, and we can be that whoever else. So that would be a good one. Ms. Coquillard and then Mr. Lomax. Ms. Coquillard, you're muted.
Sorry, I just got a phone call at the same time. I'm trying to hang that up or send it to voicemail. It wouldn't let me. I'm like, ah. I think what the idea was that that the first two panels were going to be more political, and the third panel was going to be more of a social topic. But I don't know. That was just an idea. So I think once we come up with the theme, I think that the third slot's gonna make more sense. So.
The thing to also remember is that this isn't for the general public. This is something that encourages our membership to buy the Saturday training. So it needs to be something that's going to be relevant for them, because it's not like, we get them, like, even 10% of the attendees are not from outside the party. It's almost 100% inside the party. So that's your market, is what do the members want to see? What will benefit them for their campaigns, their county party, or their local activism? Mr. Lomax.
I was just gonna say, I know that we had the punk rock farmer previously, but I've actually stayed in contact with him. So if you guys would like me to reach out to him, just let me know.
It was very recent that he was at the state convention. I think it was not this past one, but the previous one. I think it was 24. The last one we did in Fisher.
It was 23, I think.
Okay. But maybe we can have him do other things. Ms.
Right.
Avery.
I was thinking more on the homesteading piece instead of just like, sustainable farming. Because he's also a big advocate for homesteading, and he's also a registered lobbyist for the USDA in DC. So,
Ms. Avery.
I was just going to pop up with, we are having a meeting this coming Thursday, and we also have had a suggestion, a motion to approve the Friday evening event. So nobody has responded to that email, so maybe it also got lost.
I was actually, for some reason, I thought I couldn't vote, but then the secretary pointed out I can, because I am actually a member of the committee. But yeah, the other two members of the committee should probably vote on it as well. Yeah, League of Women Voters would be great. And we haven't had them come to an event in almost 10 years. And it wasn't even a convention. It was the training we did that was outside of the convention. We did like a regional training within Indiana. We had the League of Women Voters, and I think the post office was there, and the Gaming Commission was there. I don't think it was 10 years ago. I think it was 2018, if memory serves me.
Time.
Right. And if you guys have any questions, convention ideas, it's myself, Mr. Siniak, Miss Avery, Miss Coquillard on the convention committee. So you can message any four of us to send your ideas, and it'll get passed along. You're going to have better luck if you message somebody else other than me, though. Okay, moving on. Nothing under bylaws committee for right now. Next up, teams branding. We haven't met in a while, so there's not really a whole lot of updates other than Ms. Schillings is doing a lot of work to update logos for county parties, just all the regular branded materials. We do need content for the rack cards that we want to redo. So the topics, those things, but not just coming and saying, hey, you should do one on X. Cool, write the content too. We'll edit it, but you have to do the research into it and we'll make it better. But yep, so Ms. Schillings has already updated every piece of collateral other than the county party social media and email headings. So those are next on the list. But she's got a very full plate. Ms. Schillings, Mr. Lomax, do either one of you want to comment on branding?
No, sir.
We have, sorry, go ahead, Luke.
He said no.
Oh, I was going to say we had pretty much covered everything that needed to be produced at our first couple of meetings, and those were executed and delivered to the Google Drive, including merchandise that could be carried over to the new store. And an additional design was created for our chair about No Kings. And then the only thing left on my plate lingering would be the individual county names of 92 counties for email headers for our system and their social media skins should they desire to use them.
I haven't put up the No Kings t-shirt yet because I need to do that half toning for it so that it's not a giant wall of plastic on the shirt.
I can produce that texture for you. Just let me know what you want.
Sweet, cool. I've got a program in Photoshop that lets me do it, but I'll have you do it. That'd be great. You're going to be way better at it than I am. And faster, probably. Comms and social. Mr. Smith, would you like to give a additional Teams report or request or anything?
I think what I covered most of it in the comms report. We did not meet in September, and our October meeting will be Monday night. So, but just basically wanted to give kudos, especially to Liz, who is doing a tremendous job with our tax thief and Monday mugger posts that came out of a previous meeting, and then also Christy as well, especially with some of the shares on Facebook that have helped improve our reach and collaboration with other state parties. So, and again, continuing to spread the message. So, just a great job by the whole team. And yeah, I think we're I think we have one of the top comms social media teams in the country right now.
I would say we're better than the national too, but that's just me. Any questions about the comms team? No, cool. Nothing under gaming, although I do want the gaming committee. I'm going to send out an email Monday about us getting together and figuring that out, working it out, because I have received multiple requests from county parties wanting to use our gaming license, and the answer right now is no. So we need to use it or stop thinking about it. National convention. I put this on here. This is more question and answer. If anybody has any questions about what's going on with the national convention that I might be able to answer. Because there really isn't anything else.
I have a question.
Mr.
When do they count how many members we have for purposes of assigning how many delegates there can be from each state? Or is that already
the deadline is October 31st to become, and I can answer that because I'm the national secretary and it actually falls on me to do it with staff. It's October 31st. You have to be a member by October 31st, 11:50 p.m., 11:59 p.m. It's questionable whether or not it's your local time or Pacific time. It's been both. So, but hey, Mr. Schick, you should probably hit that button because you're also on my list for national membership.
Yeah, I think mine has lapsed, and so
yeah.
I wanted to.
Yep. So, but the deadline is October 31st. And that doesn't get reported like immediately. I think it's kind of like ours. It gets reported towards the middle of December. But it's based off of our national party membership, and then it's a weird formula for the presidential. because it's percentage of votes, and there's another mechanism that goes into it. I think there's a portion that's based off of proportion of the
Okay.
state size. But that's already been done. That was done before they put me on the board. So that was already finished. But yeah, we are 69 members short of a region right now, based off of the updated numbers that I had, the 17 minus 4.
And could you remind us what's the benefit of being a region?
We get a region rep. If you're not in a region, you don't get a region rep. So we would, we would lose Greg as our alt. And you end up being regionless, which means you don't get that say. Right now our region is Ohio, Missouri, and Indiana, so it's just the 3. There's options on the table. And those are things that we'll discuss as we get closer to convention planning, which region we want to form, what states we want to partner with, what we want to do, and then do that moving in. It would be nice if we could keep the region we have. Dustin Koffel and the Missouri Party, they come over. He came to our last convention. He was going to come to this convention in 26. It's the same weekend. So he kind of, needs to be there to chair his own state convention. I was like, just phone it in, man. It doesn't matter. Just jump on Zoom. You'll be fine. Come buy a ticket for ours. And then he was like, you could do that for Missouri too, since I came last time. And I was like, I mean, I could, but I'm not gonna. Ms. Coquillard.
I may be confused. Are we 69 short of maintaining our region or
Yes.
69 short of okay, so I was like, wow, we only need 69 to become our own region. So to maintain our region 3, we have to get 69 members before the 31st.
Correct. Between the 3 states.
Okay, that's pretty important, guys, that we maintain our representation at the national level. So, I mean, phone a friend. Like, if
Yeah.
they're not political, be like, hey, can I sign you up? You can be a libertarian this year. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I'll find
If
a
you
few.
have a husband or wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, or throuple, or whatever else, why choose 5-person reverse harem going on? Don't force, but ask. It would help the state party. Would they be a member? And let's do that. Let's do that. If you have a friend who's on the fence, talk to him about it. Now's the most important time. If every single one of our national members got one person to join, we would almost hit the mark to be able to form our own region just as our own state. Like California does. California is its own region because they're 10% of the membership. Ms. Coquillard, go ahead.
Can our comms push out a membership push before the 31st? Like
I've got one planned for Monday.
Okay.
And I've been doing them with people who are lapsed and aren't members. I've got a list of people 5 years out. And so I've been sending some emails out to people. I've been calling people as well. And it's just where you are on my list as to when you get that phone call. Or if you're in a meeting with me on Zoom, and then I can just, remind you there.
We're at time. Do we want to extend this or?
Does anybody have any additional questions? Nope. Okay. Next thing on the agenda is the holiday party. We had agreed before to do the holiday party and do it here, but we never set the budget for it. So it was December. It's the same day as the December SCC meeting. I think it's December 13th or 14th. It's a Saturday. Let me look here.
That would be the 13th.
Yep, Saturday the 13th. Here at Switchboard, like we did last year, our budget last year was 500. We brought in just at around $1,000 from it last year. So kind of want to doing the same thing.
Do you need a motion to approve spending for a certain amount? Do you have an estimate of what you want to spend?
Up to 500.
I make a motion, we approve up to $500 to be spent on the LPIN holiday party to be held at Switchboard on Saturday, December 15th.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Schellings. I didn't actually catch who the second was. Was it Mr. Cotton?
Mr. Schick.
Mr. Schick. It doesn't require the roll call because it's under $1,000, unless there's an objection to doing it via voice vote. Okay, we'll do it via voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Rolling into announcements, this would also be well, are there any other questions or comments about the holiday party? I will get that up on the website this week before Friday. I already have the framework out for it. I just didn't have the ticket portion built into it yet. Ms. Coquillard, Ms. Schillings, or Ms. Coquillard.
I volunteer to help you set up for the party. Are we doing our meeting right beforehand again?
Yep. So the
Okay.
meeting goes until I think it's from the Saturday meeting is from 2 to 4. And then we would do the setup between 4 and 6 with the party starting at 6.
Yeah, I'll be down there, so know where to go. So
I'll
set
probably
up.
need you to bring some cookies for me as well.
Yeah, heck yeah, I can make cookies.
Yeah, special holiday cookies. Barry's been craving some holiday cookies like crazy.
You got it, dude.
Miss Schillings.
Are we going to try to do a dessert walk again? If so, we probably need to advertise that fact, or are we just going to say everybody bring a snack and we'll share? Because I feel like that did not get promoted in that way.
Yeah, it didn't seem like people understood what it was. It went really well the first time we did it. It just sucked this time. I'm open to suggestions. We've got some time here. We definitely do the white elephant. We definitely do the ugly sweater. It's too late to do cards to prisoners, I think. The 13th would be a little bit too late to try to get holiday cards to inmates. They wouldn't get them until after the first of the year.
I volunteer Michael Schulteis to do karaoke.
We actually can't do karaoke. Karaoke is one of the restrictions we're not allowed to do at Switchboard.
What?
Has
Okay, we need to look for a new office. I don't understand this.
Are we attempting to make this a fundraiser as well because of the desserts, or how are you? I'm asking how you want to do that. I mean, other than ticket sales.
I mean, I wasn't planning on doing any additional fundraising other than the tickets.
Okay.
And that's, really, if we break even on the holiday party, it's mostly for social and to have something for people mid-year to come, or at the end of the year to come and participate in.
Okay.
That's family friendly. It's here, that sort of thing. Unless you have ideas about making it a fundraiser.
Not particularly. I was just like, since everybody's bringing a treat, usually I'm going to say, let's not do like a dessert walk or cake
Let's just
walk.
say bring a dessert to share.
Just bring us something to share, and let's call it that. That way we'll have some snacks, but everybody could bring a side or a
Why don't we do like a chili cook-off, but like a dessert cook-off where
or
make it a
chili
contest. So like bring your favorite Liberty dessert and we'll do, have like a little scoring thing and tally it up and they get something. Yeah, I saw the Garfield headquarters and like I am shocked that they only want 800K for that compound. It's really nice. I mean, the lighting inside is shit, but like that you can work around that. But it's an amazing compound.
But it's in the middle of nowhere.
Right. That's why it's 800K, because it's nowhere in Marion, Indiana. Um, but yeah, it was really cool. I looked at those photos. Um, let's see. Anything else about the holiday party? Nope. Okay. Announcements, and this would be because we don't have it on the agenda, which I will fix in the future. This is also the time if there were any candidates that wanted to make announcements as well, or discussions about their campaign activity. Michelle's.
Thank you for recognizing me. I would like to say we are planning an additional fundraiser November 15th. It will be a bourbon tasting, and ticket sales are available online now at loriforliberty.com. $60, you get a flight of tastings and an evening of political discourse and entertainment with us. Snacks will be available. I will say that overall the campaign's doing really well. We have exceeded our fundraising goal for the last 2 months, and we're hoping to continue that for the next 2 months before the end of the year to put ourselves in shape for convention. And then if any of the county parties would like to share their dates of their county conventions, I would love to be able to attend every single one if possible, if my schedule will allow, in order to speak on my behalf and to gain their delegate trust and votes at state convention. Mr. Lundy, my campaign chair, if you have anything else to add, we'd love to hear it.
Nope, you got it all. Just mostly the county conventions. Let me know when those are so we can try to make them.
I would also suggest sending me the information you want to go out about the fundraiser, like we did for the wine one, because it was within bounds
Okay.
to send out,
Thank
but
you.
sooner rather than later.
Will do.
And that is district reps, please make sure that you are gathering the dates for your county conventions and add them to the website if they cannot add it to the website. And if you don't know how to add it to the website with events, please reach out to Mr. Schulteis at tech@lpin.org and set up some time to learn how to do that. But we should probably get those actually listed on the website. All right. Any other announcements? Going once, going twice. Okay. Last item on the business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Schillings,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Smith. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. The time is 11:44 and we are adjourned.
Mr. Schick, don't leave yet. Okay.